Video 271. In this video I have a talk to John about Just Jane's port wing, Dennis making ribs for the tailplane, Chris on the nose section, and Brad on David Brown's tug tractor. Is this the second one?
No.
First one?
No, it's in.
Oh, the first one's in, yeah.
So I'll put it in.
Yeah.
I'm just sorting all the brackets out.
Yeah.
But as I said before, because I want it to keep its shape, normally, if you make a new former and a new intercostal and stringers, then you would pick up the holes from the drawing, drill them at 2.4,
Yeah.
grip it all up, and then open them all up then prior to riveting.
Yeah.
But because I've not got that luxury, because we've not got a jig and everything, I've got to keep its shape as I'm taking it apart. What I've ended up having to do is put the intercostal in, and then the original holes in the formers, I've had to use them to line it all up to keep its shape, and then drill them, open them up straight away to 3.2. So I know that the brackets are in the right place. So the bracket from the former to the intercostal is 3.2, but then the other angle of the bracket I've left at 2.4, so when I put the new former in I can drill them at 2.4 and then open them up later. It's just the way I've got to do it, just for it to keep its shape, you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Do you think they were either not original skins, or do you think they were all freehand drilled?
I think they were freehand drilled, I think. Looking at some of them, yeah, you look at the row of rivets, I mean, you only have to look at this. You know what I mean? Look at that. You know, it's not very straight, is it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't want to drill through here into a new former because them holes are not right. I'd rather drill the holes in the former with the correct pitch in the straight line, and then when I put the new skin on, drill it from the back so it's right. But proper fighter that intercostal was, that big long one.
You got it done all right. You got a little twist in it, did you?
Yeah, I got it done all right. It was weird really, because what I've started doing is I've started folding over the inside edge first, and then do the outside edge later. Notice that when you fold in the inside edge over, once you start knocking it over, it doesn't tend to warp the actual the material. It tends to still lay flat, if that makes sense. So even though I knocked the inside over and laid it on the desk, on the table, it was still quite flat. So I knew then that when I knocked the other edge over, the outside edge, it started getting out of shape a little bit. What it was doing, it was putting a curve on the actual intercostal itself. That it looking at the drawing says the intercostal is flat, but yet when I took the original one out, it's like a massive banana. Do you know what I mean? So on the drawing for that, when you look at the drawing for it, it's meant to be flat. Do you know what I mean? And that's all shapes. So I made that one flat. What I did is I thought to myself, I'll just stick to the drawing rather than copy it as per what's come off. I just stuck to the drawing, made it flat, and then I just kept shrinking it along its outside edge, which it pulled it back up again, which made it lay flat. And then when I offered it up, it was spot on.
That was good then.
Yeah. So if you look at it from end on, it's straight.
Yeah.
Can't you see it?
I was going to look at it.
If you look at it from edge on, it's actually straight. It's not. It makes you think it's curved, but it's not that. It's just how it's angled that way. It's kicked over across it that way.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that's the original pair. Well, no, you got a new intercostal.
So there's two new ones either side of the window,
and
then they've got the long one in. Now I've got to take this one out now, this next one, and then I can start working on the little ones underneath. There's quite a few. There's 3 at the bottom, 4 at the bottom, then you've got these two here.
What's this, the third one you're doing?
Second.
I did 2 last week, didn't you?
2, but it's the same rib.
Oh, is it?
Port and starboard.
Yeah.
Just turn this round.
Yeah.
This is the first one.
First one of
this one.
Yeah.
because nothing is 100%.
Oh, of course, last week you drilled it out, but you hadn't bent these over, had
That's
you?
right, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've done that
I
now.
call them lightning holes, you called them
Flange hole.
flange holes.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's a lightning hole, but it has a flange on it. It's not
Yeah.
just a straight hole. It's got that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because the lightning holes, some of them are just a hole, aren't they?
Yeah.
These are flange holes.
Yeah. It takes the metal out, but that flange gives it the strength back again.
Yeah. Oh, good. Right, thanks, Dennis.
Welcome.
I'll let you get on, put your radio back on, and you'll be away again.
Yeah, sausages poking along there, as you usually do. Yeah.
So we can move it out the way.
I had a word with John about the wing they're dismantling, and then you've got to take all the parts of the ribs down, have you?
Yeah.
Is there
Strip
anything
that down totally?
savable?
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Good.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
And is there any development on the spar yet? With materials for the boom?
Not in that respect, but there might be a development in another way. I can't say it.
Oh, right. Okay. That'd be good. You've still got a lot of work to do before you get to the boom, haven't you?
Right. Yeah.
What about paint stripping these? You were having a long bath made, weren't they?
We got a bigger one coming. Don't know when. But it won't take really long and stuff. It's about a foot longer than what we've got at the minute. It'll take bigger stuff.
Yeah, you can dip them
Yeah.
top and bottom and then do the middle separately, will you?
Yeah. I hope.
Yeah, what you were doing 2 years ago was that
Oh, right.
you're not bothering with that anymore. What
The
does
soda
it call it?
blasting.
Soda blasting.
Yeah, the problem with the soda blasting is we can't do it in the container because it's like snow.
Yeah,
You get a
you can't
white out
see a
condition,
thing, yeah.
and you can't see a thing. You need to do it outside when it's nice and bright, and even then, you sort of suffer from snow blindness. So you have to get somebody else while you've got the helmet on. You have to get somebody else to look at it and go, you need to do there, and there, because you can't see it.
Yeah.
You just can't see it. But in the winter, doing the soda blasting outside in the winter is going to be problematical because of the dampness, basically. If it starts raining, you're jigging, basically.
Yeah. Oh. Where's Keith and Jacob today, aren't they?
Keith's working from home this week, and Jacob is in Holland on a training course.
Oh, good for him.
Yes. He's learning how to do the job properly, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the only training course he could find was in Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was relevant to what we're doing.
Yes. What are you working on, John?
I'm working on the end of the jig.
Oh,
What holds rib 22 in, there's a load of rivets in the web. I've knocked them out yesterday, and there's 4 pins. I've knocked the 2 bottom ones out. The problem is the top ones, if I try and knock them up, it'll knock the spar up as well, because it's just resting on it, basically.
yeah.
So I've got to work out the system of actually holding it down so I can try and knock the pins out.
Yeah.
Those are the pins that gave us trouble on the French wing, where we had to use 18 tons to press it out.
That's all right, yeah.
So hopefully this one will just knock out with a hammer.
Yeah. And if you took rib 22 out, these 2 new supports you put in would hold the spar up all right.
That's how it's done.
Yeah. And what about this one at the end?
That comes out after the leading edge comes off.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the way it's built, is it?
Yeah. You put rib 5 in, and you put, well, you lay the rear spar down, you put rib 5 in it, and then you put the main spar assembly onto it. Then you stick rib 15 in, then you stick rib 22 in, then you start filling all the others up.
It looks a bit of a monster, doesn't it, now it's in?
Yeah,
In the gearbox and what have you.
yeah, it's a big old beast, isn't it?
It is. Did you have any trouble with a cranks at the bottom and the rest of it, you dropped in all right.
Yeah, well what we did is,
Because you was having trouble with the lifting, weren't you?
yeah, we're trying to work out how to lift it, and what we ended up doing is where this adapter plate bolts onto the engine, we used just a bolt and some chains and lifted the back like that and just had a strop around the front.
Yeah.
And it went in really nice, because I made some dowels. Obviously they're not fitted. I made some dowels so that you can get it lined up, and then to get the seal, well you can't see them now, get the seals at the front and the back lined up, you have to drop the engine on, not drop it but lower it quickly, so it sort of shocks them into shape.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. Lined them up
With the dowels and
then thunk down.
yeah. Just guides like.
Yeah, and then nipped it all down. It had well seal on it, as we know.
Yeah.
Nipped that all down, then the following day I put the head back on, which is much easier doing it like this than it was doing it on the bench.
Yeah.
So much easier. And then all the casings back on, and then just putting the wiring harness on while I've got access to do it. Brand new wiring harness. I'm just waiting for a helicoil because I need to repair a thread in here that I damaged, so the helicoil set coming for that.
You put a left-handed thread in? No, it's a
It's
right-handed.
thread, yeah. And I'll put a stud in.
Yeah.
It's not coming out anytime soon, hopefully. The fuel tank sits here. I do like this. What I really do love is, so this is sort of the busy side of the engine, and David Brown put a fuel tank here with all the instruments bolted to the back of it, and then they put the fuel feed here just underneath the voltage regulator, right next to the battery and everything else. Put all the electrics and the fuel, put it all together. Don't try and keep it separate or anything like that.
Put it on the
Just make sure they're all together so that if you have any problems it'll just explode.
I've done a good job there, Brad.
Once this we'll see if it runs first. But once the helicoil's done, I can then finish the engine is then complete. But timing it, I mean, you were asking about timing it, and that was an absolute piece of cake.
Yeah.
Put the cam wheel on, and then put the crank one on, and there's two dots and one dot, and you just line them up.
Yeah, what about the mag? Was that the
That was a
line?
little bit more of a pain.
Did you have to line that up kind of first?
Yeah, well, because it's a helical gear segment. As you put it up and engage it, it turns it.
Yeah.
So you've got to account. You've got to put
For
it
the
in,
amount of movement,
and then let it come forward.
Yeah.
So we did that yesterday. It took about 5 minutes. It
Oh,
wasn't
not bad then.
5-10 minutes. It was.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult.
Somebody did say, will you clean the burn off the pistons? No.
I didn't see the point.
No. Only do
It was
again.
running fine before. I've not honed the bores and I've not cleaned the pistons because there was no real need to.
No.
Let sleeping dogs lie, as it were.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that.
Good. I had a word with John about the wing they're dismantling. Morning, John. Stripping them all down now, are you? Every part?
Well, not completely. I'm taking most of the rivets out, but keeping a few in just to keep them complete for the minute until we're ready to actually take them to the component parts.
Have you had any in the bath yet to strip them?
No, not yet.
And how did you go on with the rib 22? Did you get it moved? No?
No.
What, those bolts are a bit stiff, are they?
Yeah, the ones at the bottom, because you're hitting down and gravity's in your favour, they came out. The ones going up, gravity's not in your favour.
Yeah.
You've got a real heavy hammer and you're trying to knock them upwards. And
Yeah, you're losing a
they're
lot.
really tight tolerance in them holes. Plus the fact that you actually, the main spar is actually sat on top of the jig and you're trying to hit it up.
So it's bouncing up, yeah.
So I think what we'll have to do is lift the whole of the leading edge off it and then take 22 out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you remember when we did the French wing, one of those bolts took 18 tons to press out.
Yeah. Didn't want it, did it?
Yeah.
Went with a bang by all accounts. I wasn't
certainly
here.
did.
Yeah.
It certainly did.
Is Jacob still in Holland?
Yes, he's doing very well. He's in his second week. Like that.
Is it a 2-week course or is it longer?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
two or 3 weeks. I'm not sure.
Oh, good.
But he's with a load of Dutch Air Force guys on their initial training, so he's got a few friends there.
Yeah, good.
I just whether he's getting headaches after the nights out.
Right, thanks, John. Good morning,
Ned.
Dennis. How are we doing, mate?
Alright, mate, yourself?
Just about to knock it over, are you?
Well, this half, I've already done the other half.
Have you done the bottom half, have you?
Yeah, shrunk that, but you can't
Do
see
you
it.
find it's better doing it on, because I mean, I believe you've got smaller for the leading edge, haven't you? A smaller formers.
They're
shaping.
for the intermediate ones,
Oh.
just the nose, which is on the bench over
Oh,
there.
I see. So
This is the actual full rib, but
you do
with
it
the
in
web
two.
coming down here,
Yeah,
it will get cut.
Yeah.
So I've done oversize on both the halves,
yeah,
rather than do it all in one and guess. It's easy to do one bit, set that, and then I can do the next bit, set that.
good.
It's easy.
Of course, there's no lightning holes or
Not on this bit, no.
flange holes, as you
No,
call it.
but some of them do have. The bigger ones will have holes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But these are just totally blank at the minute.
So how many halves have you got done at the moment? About 3?
I've got 4 of them done.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, so rib 12 and this is 13. They're
Yeah.
done. And I've done one nose bit. This is the second nose bit of rib 13.
Yeah.
Rib 12 doesn't have any.
No. You'll have to do a lot of shrinking on this edge, will you?
This bit actually goes easier than what you think.
Yeah.
I mean, the end bit here, I've gone over length, so I can cut that back to there, which will get rid of these here, these marks here.
Yeah.
Cut that back.
Yeah.
I'll show you when I turn it over.
And this is T3 material.
2024, yeah, T3. Yeah. It doesn't look very pretty like that, does it? And then when you shrink it, that's how it ends up.
It's a good job, isn't it?
Yeah, all that's got to be cleaned. Yeah,
You'll polish that out
Polish
with
that
those
out, yeah.
marks.
And then
Are they
take the
the
edge.
teeth of the
Yeah.
of the stretch? Of the the shrinker. Yeah. Right. You shrink it at that side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got to cut it to length as well, which it takes out
Yeah.
the bit at the end.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot better.
Very good.
Yeah.